All right, just crossing the wires now that former President Trump has asked the U.S. Supreme Court to intervene after the Colorado ballot disqualification. This, according to attorney for Mr. Trump. Again, they're looking at the whole Maine thing where he was taken off that state's ballot. So all of this indeed could go to the highest court in the land. Tom Dupree, the former Deputy Assistant Attorney General, kind enough to sort of pick this apart where we stand. What do you think of all this, Tom?
Neil, this was an expected move in the camp of the Trump camp. There's no question in my mind that they always were headed to the Supreme Court. And there's also no question in my mind that the Supreme Court is probably going to be receptive and is going to agree with former President Trump that this is a case they need to hear, this is a case they need to decide, and they need to do so pretty darn quickly.
All right, well, pretty darn quickly, because there are at least, I think, a dozen other states that in one way, shape, or form are kicking around the same idea, yank him off the ballot over the January 6th thing, saying it was an insurrection. Of course, he hasn't been, convicted of any of those crimes if they come to pass. And even if he were, it doesn't mean that he can't still run for president, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a lot of confusion, I think, out there right now as to exactly what the law is. And you're right that I think the Colorado Supreme Court's decision kind of inspired a lot of other states to say, hey, maybe there's something to this disqualification thing. Why don't we try it ourselves? All that said, I think the Supreme Court recognizes it has an absolutely crucial role to play here, Neil. And that's to step in, clarify what the constitutional rules of the road are, how this disqualification process works, whether it's been applied properly in the case of President Trump, to your point, absent any sort of conviction for these sorts of crimes, and give everyone some guidance and clarity as to what the standards are for appearing on the ballot as a presidential candidate, and then hopefully resolve this all in time for the ballots to be printed and for the voting to occur.
Let me ask you a little bit about the legal strategy involved here, because even though the president has his scores of critics, there does seem to be a wisdom to just fighting everything, trying to push back or delay anything, and run out the clock. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a smart legal strategy on the part of the former president. If you're talking about those federal criminal prosecutions he's facing, the one in Washington, D.C., the one in Florida, if President Trump were to win this election in November, it's a whole new world. With a sweep of his wand, he can make those federal prosecutions go away the day he takes office by directing the Justice Department to abandon the prosecutions. The state prosecutions, I think, could be a little tougher, but there too, I think you would have a decent argument that you can't prosecute a sitting president. So for all those reasons, I totally get why their strategy here is to try to push things back and, if possible, delay all of these upcoming trials until after the election.
But he can't push them all back, can he?
Well, we'll see. I think he has a good chance of pushing some of them back. I think the one that's probably likeliest to go first right now is the one in Washington, D.C. And there, look, he may have a battle on his hands. The judge in D.C. has said that she wants to move with alacrity. She doesn't want this thing to dawdle. She wants to get this case wrapped up before the election. So I think his lawyers are going to have some pushback on that front, but we'll see how it shapes up over the next few months.
There's a big difference between lawyers and average voters, particularly those in the Republican Party who feel there's a pile-on going on with the former president. This isn't fair. You could also argue that all of these cases and indictments and battles have actually, made him a stronger candidate as a result, that it might be a close race right now had it not been for all of those. What do you think?
And that's one of the big ironies here, Neil, is I do think that there's a lot of, Trump prosecution fatigue out there, with people seeing one lawsuit after another, one effort to disqualify him from the ballot after another. And after a while, some people start tuning it out. I think other people, to your point, start kind of rallying around the wagon here and saying, look, this is piling on, this is going too far. And it's political opponents of the president who are trying to resolve these things through litigation and through courtrooms rather than fight it out and win at the ballot box and the polling places on election day.
So confusing, but you keep up with it so well. Tom Dupree, always good having you, my friend. Tom, the former Deputy Assistant Attorney General. And the guy interprets back in English complicated legal matters, so I always appreciate that. Thank you, Tom. Happy New Year to you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.